Hey Marie, back with another video. It's Saturday. It's September 14th, and it's 6:15 p.m. And so I'm just kind of relaxing today. I did some housework, but not a whole bunch. I actually took it pretty easy today. I really just kind of laid down, and then I did kind of do some strategizing, figure out how I'm going to do things, and I wrote some things down, and I'm just getting myself together, but I'm trying to be easy on myself, okay? Because this is a very tense time for me, and there's times when I wake up and I have more revelations about things. And so I was thinking that I made a video yesterday, and I'm not gonna go into yesterday's video. If you want to watch it, then go watch it. But I'm kind of going on my assumptions, okay? Because obviously I've known that in the past, that that my actions have been monitored. People out in the community saying dumb shit, acting stupid, all because of this monster idiot ex-brother-in-law of mine. Anyway, I keep thinking, though, that they must not really have their shit together. They must not. Because if people are watching me coming in and out of my apartment, they're seeing me go to the few places that I go, which is pretty predictable. Maybe different days, maybe different times, but I still pretty much go to the same places, okay? And, so they watch what I eat at work, which is really stupid, intrusive, and I find it offensive. So they're probably speculating, is she seeing somebody? How could they think this? I mean, where is the time to do this? It's impossible. If they thought that I was doing it for Stephen Lyles, okay. Stephen Lyles, now I had a suspicion that Stephen Lyles lived in my apartment complex maybe 2017. But then I kept thinking, I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and look and knock on every door in the apartment complex, okay? But what is it that makes these people think that? I haven't seen this man. Now, is he living in my vicinity? Perhaps, maybe. I don't know, okay? But, from what I understand, from what I can't even verify where he lives. I'm thinking perhaps maybe he's still in San Francisco. I don't know, okay? Just because I'm psychic doesn't mean I can pinpoint everything. I can understand what happens to a certain degree, but I cannot pinpoint every single thing. I don't know where he is, okay? And so there's speculations. Obviously, I brought up the fact that, watching my mother struggle with her weight issues and not really wanting to be in that same situation, I personally don't think that it's a good idea to allow that to happen to yourself. So that's what this is really about. And I do dress. There's women I've seen walking around who dress far better than I do, more expensive clothes, whatever. And some people would say they have more exquisite taste, whatever. I just wear colorful outfits that make me feel happy. I do love clothes. I love clothes, okay? But they're not for anybody. They're just kind of for me, okay? And I would be, still dressing nice whether Stephen was around or not. I haven't seen him. I don't see any indication that he lives here, only then a hunch that perhaps maybe he might, okay? But whether he was here or not, if I feel like wearing a dress one day, then I'm wearing a dress one day because I woke up in the morning and I felt like it, okay? I don't sit here and wake up in the morning thinking, well, maybe, he'll see me, and I don't see that. I don't, okay? So if these people have their surveillance and their, their operatives working correctly, then I don't understand how they could come up with all this stuff. Also, I was thinking, how they have been arranging my jobs for a very long time, because I'm assuming that they think that I'm going to perhaps marry this person. I want to bring up the subject of how women get ran over. That women get ran over all the time, okay? Because, number one, haven't seen this man in over 30 years. I haven't even had a conversation. Okay, when I've sent him texts in the past, I've never heard him or seen him or received a reply from him, okay? In the last few years that I've been doing that, I haven't received any replies from him, okay? So we're not even dating, okay? But yeah, these people and see, you can tell that this is an excuse, okay? It's an excuse because they don't want me to do what I want to do, so that hurts their ego. So they'll make up an excuse saying, well, then he's a man who's not making enough money, so we're going to give her this. First of all, don't speak for a woman, okay? And number one, I'm not even dating him, okay? And who's to say even if I did date him, okay, that, we spend time together and then we decide that, we want to be friends, but we don't want to get married. Okay. So where does that leave the woman? Where does that leave? See, I noticed that and I'm not, what do you call it? A feminist. I remember my dad said, you sound like a feminist, because I said something when I was a kid. And he said, you sound like a feminist. I didn't even know what a feminist was at the time. I'm not a feminist. I'm not one of those people who sit there and rally and all this other stuff. But I will say that I do see that oftentimes women get stomped out a lot. Okay, we get walked over a lot because in a lot of times when you take two people who have a job or career or whatever you want to call it. Okay, and so the guy ends up getting married, and everybody's like, "Hey, congratulations!" and and then he says, "Hey, my wife's pregnant," and then everybody's like accommodating him and they're concerned about him and blah 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 blah. But when a woman announces her marriage, right? They're always thinking, okay, she's going to take time off. She's probably going to end up getting pregnant, blah, 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 blah. And then it's all this nightmare. And all this woman wants to do is take care of herself so she can, keep a roof over her head. Okay. So I can see where there's bullshit going on. Okay. First of all, that is a lame excuse to hold me back from my life and things that I need to do in order to take care of myself. Okay. Nobody knows what the outcome is going to be. I haven't seen him, haven't had a conversation with him. So to use this as an excuse, people should open their eyes. How long has this bullshit been going on? Since the Murray Family Farms? Okay. That was 6 years ago when I left that company. Okay. And it could have been going on even longer than that. Hasn't it occurred to anybody that Maria hasn't physically been walking around with this guy, that there's no evidence whatsoever of me ever having anything to do with this person? Okay. And I sure as hell am not getting back together with my ex-husband. Okay. So these bullshit lies are just ridiculous, but it shows me that if these things are circulating, which I suspect that they are, that people are making up bullshit, and that these people really don't have their, neighborhood watch and their program as accurate as they would like it to be. Okay. It's bullshit. Right. So yeah, women get walked over all the time, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It's like, we get the finger pointed out at us for everything. Not everything that we do is because of men. Women have likes. Women have interests. We are our own selves. We're our own people. We're not just, objects. We have our own interests and our own things that we want to pursue. Okay. That's not saying we're breaking out or rebelling against men. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. I'm just saying is, if a woman wears a dress one day, she might be sentimentally attached to that dress. It might remind her of a good time that she had when she was younger. It might, it could have been given to her as a gift. It doesn't need to be this, let's put her through this interrogation and find out why she's wearing it. She wore it because she felt like it. Okay? She cut her hair because she felt like it. She dyed her hair because she felt like it. Okay? In my case, well, I wear wigs, okay? I do it because I need to. My hair is a mess. But whatever a person does, why is it that when people always want to question a woman? Women should be able to belong to themselves, okay? And not always interrogate them for everything that they do, And when it comes to the work issue, it's like, well, what these people did was just ran over me. I haven't even seen this person, and they're sitting here making up, and that's why I believe it's bullshit, because Jim Culligan is a very selfish asshole. And he's jealous of everything. If he thinks that if you're not a Christian, you don't go to their dumb churches, then you don't deserve anything. So this is his mentality, okay? But he'll probably use the excuse of, well, she might end up marrying this one person. Well, I might not, okay? But in the meantime, I got to get my shit together, okay? And whether he's a millionaire or not, I need to be able to take care of myself. And see, when people step in and speak for what a woman needs, I find it extremely frustrating. You know, it's a violation of our rights, obviously, but, you know, and I've never been into women's rights issues, okay? I'm the kind of person, I just kind of sit on my own. I watch the world, I observe it, whatever. I remember mentioning in one of my other videos, a little after I left the farm place, right? I was at this like gathering at this metaphysics store that lives in my neighborhood, but I wasn't living in this neighborhood at the time. But anyway, I was at this gathering, and apparently these women in town knew what was going on around me, okay? I had no idea, but I was pissed off about leaving my job, and I was pissed off, okay? But I didn't go there for that. I was just there as a gathering to whatever. So people knew, and they were saying things to me to indicate that they knew what was going on. I had no idea. And so I kind of expressed to them that I was a little frustrated about an issue that I felt was a racist issue at work. I didn't go into it. I just said I had some issues at work, and, you know, and I just said I think it was kind of a racial issue. And they said, no, don't make it a racial issue. Make it a woman's issue. And I kept thinking, why would it be a woman's issue? And now I do see that it is more of a woman's issue, a universal woman's issue, more so than it is a black issue if it comes relates to the hair, because, you know, obviously this dumbass doesn't understand that, you know, black people can't just walk in the shower and come out and have our hair, you know, easily manageable to comb, and we are not the wash and go people. We're just not, okay? Not all of us. Some of us are, some of us aren't, and I'm not, okay? But this particular woman was saying that it was a woman's issue, and I didn't quite understand it. I knew that the girl who was working with me seemed like she was in competition with me. I didn't understand that. I understand now that she was probably programmed by my sister to behave the way that she was, because it's very rare for some girl, a young girl, to try to feel like she needs to compete against an older woman. It's very strange to me, okay? Now, if you're the same age and there's similarities between the two, I can understand that. But if there's not, where's the competition, right? So I now see that's one issue. Also, it's a woman's issue because we have this jealous catty bitches, which my sisters, ex-sisters, who are feeling inadequate about themselves, and they want to attack me like dumb catty bitches, right? So yes, it is a woman's issue. It's also a woman's issue because you have this dumb idiot who treats his wife like garbage and thinks that he can treat his wife's ex-wife, his wife's ex-sister, whatever, me, like garbage too, because he thinks that men can walk all over women, okay? So yeah, it is a woman's issue. It is a woman's issue. And, you know, it's wrong. You know, I have no idea what's going to happen with Stephen. Maybe he might come by my house one day. Maybe he may not. He may never show up. Okay, and I hope that he does. I would love to see anybody from that time period. Of course, if they're still associated with my family, please don't ever bother coming to see me, because I'm drawing a line in the sand. I don't want any of that bullshit. I don't want any of their fucking influence. I don't want any of that shit in my house, okay? But I'm just saying is, if that was the case, okay, there is no guarantee that I would end up marrying him. So where does that leave me? I'm just being scapegoated because dumb Jim Colligan is an asshole who seems to be a very selfish dickhead who thinks that he can make decisions for me when I never asked him to. I never asked him to sit here and involve himself in my life, okay? And so obviously you can tell that this is a bullshit lie, okay? Also, when it comes to employment, it has nothing to do with your marriage situation. It's not. You're not. When you look at these employment laws and it says it's not supposed to be based on your marital status, you know, and I can give you examples of that. Let's just say, for example, you know, you're married to a certain person. You're married to whoever, whatever it has to do with your marriage, okay? Like you might be married to a millionaire. So then therefore your boss says, well, she works really hard. I'm giving everyone else a raise, but I'm not going to give her a raise because, you know, her husband makes shitloads of money, so she doesn't deserve that raise. If she is working and she does a good job and everyone's getting evaluated and it's time to get raises, she deserves a raise. She shouldn't be looked over just because, you know, her husband's got shitloads in the bank. You know, it's about those issues. It doesn't matter if he's rich or poor. She deserves what she deserves based on her own merit. Okay, so you get these people on the outside, especially a lot of the older generations. You got Dumb Jim, who's a male chauvinist asshole. And then you got some of these people, a lot of older women from different generations. I'm sure my mom, even though my mother's old, okay, she was born in the 30s, okay, she doesn't understand these sort of things, okay, because by the time she married my dad, she wasn't working anymore. All right, but this is where, when these people started coming in, arranging the jobs and talking to certain employers, why is it that the employers didn't say, well, it doesn't matter whether she's married or she's not married or whatever, that we can't cooperate with you based on these particular issues. We cannot do that because that's discrimination, but they don't see it that way because they're not even thinking about it, okay? They should be thinking about it because that shows you that they're not really doing their job, okay? Now I'm sitting here, you know, wondering, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get my shit together? All this other stuff. And I've been stressed out for years over this issue before knowing the full story, mind you. And I'm angry about it because it's like, how could these people not know? How could these people not know? Okay? I need to have adequate employment, whether I'm married or not. That's my choice, okay? By law, it's my choice. I personally don't like the idea of getting married to somebody and being supported by them, okay? And I know that was a thing in my mom's day and age, okay? But we live in a day and age now, especially, okay? Men have always done what they've done, you know, men and boys will be boys, they play around or whatever. But, you know, there's a lot of, you know, infidelity in marriages. There's a lot of people who just get tired of each other. There's a lot of men who make a lot of money and they want to dominate their women, okay? I'm not saying I'm against marriage entirely. I'm just saying is this stuff happens. What is wrong with a woman wanting to protect herself? Nothing, okay? You can get married to somebody and then end up getting divorced. Where does that leave you? Okay? It leaves you in a very vulnerable situation. Okay, so whether, and aside from that, whether, you know, he's rich or whether he's poor, like I said, I haven't seen him, okay? If we started dating and we ended up getting married, shouldn't that be between he and I, the finance thing, as well as the religious thing and every other thing? These people try to control too much, you know, and it's not appreciated by me. So those are my thoughts for the day. What else do I have to think about, right? Really? Yes, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get all this shit done, how I'm going to pull myself up from this nightmare hellhole of an existence that these people have created for me. Okay? But, you know, a lot of this stuff flows through my mind. Like, I woke up this morning, around 4 o'clock this morning, and I realized that my family has been filling Stephen's head with all kinds of garbage, okay? And they're thinking that, you know, they're doing him a favor. They have deceived this poor man. They have taken advantage of him, okay? And this is what they do. They don't care about what the consequences are. They don't care about anybody. They want to hurt me at any cost, okay? And this whole little arrangement shows it. So I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you have a wonderful evening, Bakersfield, and I will be back with another one later. Take care. Bye-bye.